Heroin Skateboards was founded in the UK by Mark Foster in 1998, but it seems like over the last 5 years, shaped boards, especially egg boards, have gained so much popularity around the skate community. But do these egg-shaped boards make you skate any better, or is it just a trend that people are following at the moment? So I've ridden an egg board before, you might see it in the background right there. That's Frankie Villani's Primitive Shape. That's a 9.1 egg-shaped board, and that thing was so fun. I originally set it up as a cruiser board, but I skated that a lot and it was so fun and the shape just felt so cool under my feet. But I've just picked up my first ever Heroin egg board. This graphic is so sick, and it's actually an Everslick board too. So I'm pretty much going to be reviewing this today, doing a lot of tests to see if egg boards make you skate any better or if it's just a trend that people are following. So I'll just go over a few specs of this board before I set it up and go and skate, but it's a 9.25 egg-shaped board. It's 32 inches long and has a 14.25 wheelbase. It's got an Everslick layer along the bottom of the deck here, and another thing that Heroin skateboards are known for is their razor edge on the top ply of the board here. So that runs on either side of the board, starting from the pocket of the tail all the way up to the pocket of the nose here. But then around the nose and the tail, they're rounded just like normal. So the whole idea behind that razor sharp construction edge here is you have a lot more board feel, and there's more friction on the side of the board for when you're doing a flip trick. So your toe or your heel, whichever flip trick you're doing, is meant to catch the edge a bit more and help it flip, which would kind of make sense why they do this, because a lot of the Heroin shape boards they make are massive. Like this is a 9.25 board. I can't imagine this being easy to do flip tricks on. So it makes sense to find a way to make flip tricks work better. So I'm really interested to see how that's going to work with my flip tricks today. So I'm so excited to actually set this up and ride it. I'm going to set it up right now, go to the skate park, and I'm going to do obviously a board feel test. I'm going to skate around in the transition and see if that helps. I feel like this is more of like a transition and slappy board. So I'm going to see if it feels more comfortable for transition and slappies. I'm obviously going to skate some rails and some ledges because that's what I like to skate the most. So I want to see how this board holds up against how I like to skate. And then I definitely need to end with some flip tricks to test out this razor sharp edge here to see if it actually does catch my toe a bit more and help me do flip tricks more. So I'm setting this up right now, heading to the park. I'm going to warm up and then give you guys my first impressions before I get into all the tests. So let's go. Alright, first impressions of this board is amazing. I'm just hiding behind this giant wall because it's windy here. But the board feels good straight away. It did feel a bit shorter than my other anti-hero board I was riding because it is shorter, but I got used to it pretty well and it's starting to feel really comfortable. Doing the slappies were perfect, skating transition was perfect. I think because of the really pointed nose on it, I could get into slappy crooks so easy. So it feels sick so far. I'm going to skate some rails and ledges right now, see what it's like ollieing and popping and trying to lock into tricks. I'll let you guys know how that feels and then I'll get into the flip tricks after that. That was actually such a good session and that board felt so fun to ride. When it comes to the Razor Edge on the top, I don't feel like it gave me more board feel, but I think it just felt like the board had more concave because I could feel the edges of the board under my feet. It felt like it was a deeper concave. It did definitely help with flip tricks though. Most of the flip tricks I did in that session were first try. So all of the flat ground tricks besides the switch flip and the switch tray I did first try. The kick flip I did over the bank to bank gap was second try, which I have terrible kick flips, so that's amazing that I did that second try. I was landing tray flips consistent up the Euro gap, but because of the rounded nose and tail, I was over scooping my tray flips. So I don't pop my tray flips very well, I scoop them more, if that makes sense. I use a lot of the back foot and just scoop that, and a little bit of my front foot flips it. So on a board like this that has a really pointed nose and tail, I was scooping it too hard, so I had to learn how to slow my scoop down for the tray flip. But then once I got the timing right, they just ended up working a lot better. So I think that's the only thing I kind of had to get used to with this board. Another thing with the rounded nose and tails though, as I was doing the slappy crook, it was just getting straight into the crook, so I didn't really have to try at all. Because the nose is pointier, there's less nose in the way, and it seemed to just ride straight up into the slappy crooks without any effort at all. It kind of surprised me how easy it went in. I kind of overshot one of them and just landed right on my ass. I didn't know it would just get straight in there. I tried to push it and I went up too high. So doing slappy crooks took minimal effort, and I think that'll transfer to any type of slappy grind too, because you're working off the nose like that. And then at the end of the session, I wanted to try James's 10-inch egg board, and that thing was actually flipping really well. I think it's because of the points I already listed. It had the razor sharp edge, so when you're doing flip tricks, it catches your toe better. And because the nose and the tail are more pointy, the board whips a lot faster and scoops faster. So the tray flips are working really well on his board, and it's a 10-inch. I've never ridden anything that big before. And he shreds that board. He's only like a size 9 and he rides a 10-inch egg board, so it's crazy how well he skates that board. So in conclusion, I don't think egg boards are going to make you skate any better, but I don't think they're going to hinder or take away from your skateboarding if you start riding one instead of a popsicle board. They're super fun to ride. Looking down at it, it just looks like a cool cruiser board that you're riding, so it takes a little bit more stress and pressure off skating. It just feels a bit more fun. Your flip tricks are going to work exactly the same as a popsicle board, besides your scooping tricks. So I think big spins, 360 shove-its, and tray flips, those type of movements, you're going to have to slow down the timing of your scoop because that board just whips a lot when you do scooping movements like that. And the biggest thing is going to be your slappy grinds. These egg boards, it just helps you get into slappies so easy, so it'll probably make your slappies better and more easy to do. So I had a lot of fun on this board. James actually gave me one of his old boards. It's a 9.5 symmetrical egg, so I might do a video about that one next because these egg boards are so fun. Let me know if you want to see that video. Let me know what you guys think about egg boards. Check out my latest video right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.